Hey guys, my name is Mike, and I'm a former New York City bouncer who used to sleep in the streets. And before I was bouncing, I even lived in the projects in Harlem for a little bit. And I did 5 years in the largest nightclub in New York City, and eventually moved out. Went back to school in my late 20s. I got a couple of degrees and got an amazing job in a top consulting firm in the world. Now I own my own consulting firm, and I want to talk with you guys about some of the mindset things that I've had to overcome, because that's what most of it is. Trust me, a lot of you guys probably don't have as many of the mental issues, the mindset issues that I had to struggle with to go through. And if you have, or you are experiencing those, here we are. I mean, I'm here to work with you on it and, share some of the advice that I have. So today I wanted to talk about 3 signs that you secretly don't believe in yourself. And I say secretly because you don't think about them, or maybe you're kind of clouding, you're trying to avoid thinking about these issues, thinking about that you don't believe in yourself. And a lot of people, they're arrogant. They think that they're the shit. That they are the best. But a lot of them, like I did for a long time, secretly don't believe in themselves. And it's going to hold you back in many areas of life. So the first way that you can identify that you don't really believe in yourself is that you're terrified of taking action because you're afraid of making mistakes. So it starts with you're afraid of making these mistakes, and then you're just like, I don't know if I can do this. I don't know if I could apply for another job because maybe I'm not good enough. I'm not going to, if I get hired into the job, I'm going to make a mistake. I might get fired. I might screw up, right? Believe in yourself. Apply for something. Try and push yourself to do something that's a little bit different, is out of your comfort zone. But the problem is that people, they do get comfortable in what they know, and they are afraid of trying to move on. That's why you see adults working in fast food. 30, 40, 50-year-old people working in fast food. And you're like, what's going on, right? It's because they haven't really believed themselves. Not all of them, right? People have their own situations, but somebody who's had a career in fast food, who's been working in fast food since high school, clearly does not believe in themselves. They think that here it is, this is a job I'm comfortable in. I can flip burgers, I can take orders, I can take people's money, give them change, right? And I'm not gonna make mistakes. And they just stay in that zone that they're frozen in because they're afraid of trying something else, trying to become maybe a waiter or a valet, a security guard, but they're comfortable where they are. And not only do they not take action, but they avoid taking it. And so it comes to like you and me, starting a business, right? Some of you want to be financially free or whatever. I got that way through career and also building my own business. The career got me to 6 figures. The business is getting me to 7 figures. And so part of, I'm trying to take action, but also you can, as I have, get stuck in what's called analysis paralysis. And a lot of you know that. It's where you overanalyze and overthink things and you overcomplicate it. So starting an Amazon store, right? You think, oh, this is great. I'm gonna sell, cell phones. I'm gonna start an Amazon store selling, cheap Chinese phones or something like that. If you wanted to do that, you kind of know what the steps are. You've watched all the YouTube videos. You might even have found an influencer who sells the same thing that you want to sell. So it's the steps, the roadmap is laid out. Yet you're over analyzing every little detail. What if I buy too much inventory? Now I'm stuck with $1,000 worth of inventory. What if I What if I get so many orders I can't fulfill them all? I'm going to be sitting up all night freaking mailing off orders. What if this? What if that? And you're overthinking things rather than taking action because you're terrified, right, of taking that action. You don't believe in yourself. You don't believe that you're going to be able to handle whatever situation might come up. So that's one sign. The other one, the second sign that you don't believe in yourself is being self-deprecating and doing a lot of self-deprecating humor. So I've done that almost my whole life. I've been very humble, but some of that humility, that humbleness starts turning into like self-deprecating humor where we make jokes like, oh, haha, I'm too fat or whatever. It could be about physical things or I'm just a dumbass, what do I know? And you make too many jokes like that and you end up starting to believe that, and people around you start believing it. Like people will realize, oh, this guy really doesn't believe in himself. And you could watch some Kill Tony episodes or stand-up comedians or anything like that, and people kind of cringe when they see that. When you make too many jokes about how much you suck and how much of a loser you are and how fat and disgusting you are, it's not funny after a while. And it's something that I've been struggling with for a very long time, was that I made a lot of self-deprecating humor because I really didn't believe in myself. I thought, yeah, I'm kind of a dumbass, I'm kind of a schlub. And maybe you do it as a joke because you get some cheap laughs out of it, but then deep down inside you're like, man, it's just feeding into this lack of self-belief and this self-doubt. So stop doing it. I had to stop. I had to take more pride in who I am as a person, right? It's like imagine you get your dream car, right? You get your Lamborghini, you get your Ferrari, whatever your dream car is, and you love this car, but then you start spray painting it stupid colors, and you don't respect the car, and you slap some silly bumper stickers, and you cheapen the look of the car. You make it look like crap, and you think it might be funny. You might put some funny bumper stickers on there, and you enjoy them, you're humorous, but then your car looks cheaper, it looks like shit, and clearly you don't respect your car. And what happened? You used to be so proud of it, but now you drive around this car that you start becoming embarrassed of driving around because it looks like crap. So why do you treat yourself that way? Why do you put these silly bumper stickers, I'm a dumbass, across your forehead, and you spray paint yourself and look how stupid I am? And the other part of that is not only the self-deprecating humor of putting yourself down, but it's also setting boundaries. Like, do you respect yourself? Do people respect you? Or do you allow people to take jabs at you and you just kind of take them, right? So if you go, with a group of friends, you say, yeah, I'm kind of a dumbass. Yeah, and then one of them goes, yeah, Mike's a total dumbass. Look how stupid he is. He's such a retard. His teeth are, crooked. And you go, yeah, and that's it. You don't set a boundary, and you allow somebody to bully you and kind of pile it on. And I definitely did that for a long time as well. Yeah, I didn't pretty much have boundaries. Now, I look intimidating sometimes, so I didn't have too many problems, and especially when I was bouncing, and after that, physically, like, there was no issues, right? People kind of respected me a little bit, but I still, I remember back in high school and before then, I would let people kind of shit on me, and I wouldn't fight back, right? It's kind of like the classic, movie scene where, some bully's pushing some little kid in his chest, pushing him, and the kid just, takes it and doesn't have a boundary, doesn't have a physical boundary, doesn't have a verbal boundary, doesn't believe in himself. So it happens as an adult too. You're working in a high-powered consulting environment or investment banking or any kind of corporate environment. People will bully you, they'll push you around. They'll tell you, hey, you got to stay late, you got to work on this thing, or they'll give you some kind of a big assignment to do at 4:30 p.m. and everybody finishes work at 5. And if you sit there and you're like, oh, I'm gonna do this. If they give it to you at 4:30, you say, hey, look, you're gonna get this tomorrow morning, right? No, you got to get this done now. I'm like, look, it's already almost 5 o'clock. I'll have to get it to you in the morning. And you have to put your foot down. If you don't, people will push you around. You're going to sit up all night working on this stupid project, this stupid thing, and they'll get it in the morning anyways, or they'll look at it in the morning. So you have to respect yourself and set boundaries. And the last thing is, it's fairly simple, but it may not be easy to do. But it is, to see if do you actually believe in yourself? Go look at yourself in the mirror, or just sit down, take a little notebook, sit down and ask yourself, are you proud of yourself? That's it. Am I proud of myself? If you cannot answer that question right now, if you cannot sit there and just, of course I'm proud of myself because I do this and this and this and this, and I'm proud because I do these things. If you can't answer that right away, very clear sign that you don't believe in yourself. And I'm talking about insincerity. Of course I'm proud of myself. I graduated top of my class, and I have a great job. But are you really? It's one thing if you're making lots of money. There's some of you watching who are millionaires. And, you could be proud of yourself. You could say, oh yeah, I make lots of money, but are you really proud of who you are? Are you the best father to your kids? Are you the best wife to your husband? Can you be proud of yourself? Do you take the best care of yourself? Or do you have some kind of, are you lying because you're secretly smoking behind your spouse's back? Or, you have some kind of a habit that you hate, picking your nose or biting your teeth, or biting your nails or something like that. Is there something that you really hate that you do? And you really, this is not being proud of yourself. This is really proud of yourself, not what you project to other people. Say, I'm proud that I have a great body and I could show people how great I look. It's not about the outside, the external validation. It's like, are you proud of yourself? When you're by yourself in this room, watching this video, and after you pause it or turn it off, can you really sit down and say, I'm proud of myself? And if you're not, then you really don't believe in yourself. Tactical piece of advice, since we're on the subject, very simple. Grab a piece of paper, just draw a line, and on the left side of that line, you're gonna list out the things you're not happy of, that you're unhappy that you do or don't do, the things that make you not proud of yourself. And then on the right side of that line, you're gonna write down the things that you are proud of, that you are proud of doing. And if you need to, you can also just say, these are the things I wish I did. But that's mostly gonna be on your left side, right? So if you're like, I wanted to finish college, but I didn't, that would be on the left side, right? You're not proud of yourself because you didn't finish college. And then you're able to look at the list on the right side, and you can do activities to strengthen those things, reinforce them. And on the left side, you can start taking action on those items one by one. You can start with the hardest one, you can start with the easiest one. The hardest one might be, I'm not a millionaire. Hey, that takes time. And if finishing college is also on that side, well then finishing college will get you closer to becoming a millionaire if you're trying to get that way through a corporate or job related route. So ultimately, one very important thing when it comes to starting a business, becoming successful, making money, whatever it is, it's not that you have a problem doing the thing. It's that you have a problem believing that you can do the thing. Right? You don't have a problem starting a business. You have a problem believing that you can start a business. And it's not so much that I'm just gonna believe that I can start the business. I'm just gonna believe and it's gonna happen. I wanna start a business. No, it's that you have to become the person capable of starting that business. And if you do that exercise, I said, piece of paper with a line down the middle, you'll be able to see all the things on the left side that are stopping you from believing that you can start the business or become financially free or get a high-powered corporate job, whatever it is that you're trying to do. So, thank you so much for watching. And if you have any, questions or comments, just leave them in the comments below. Also, please like and subscribe. Thank you very much. And good luck.